Good morning, everybody. This is going to be a short video because I've got a big one coming up later on this evening. Um, just a little hint, it's going to be a cooking video. Um, I just wanted to kind of touch on yesterday. Yesterday, as y'all probably know, I got a call to come into work. I was reluctant, but I went in and I found out the reason why they called me in is the young lady who basically was supposed to do it had her son life flighted from here in Rolla to, I guess, Children's Hospital in St. Louis. Um, I'm not going to speculate on why or what caused them to life flight him out to St. Louis because I don't know her very well. I don't know her son very well. Um, I have not had to work with her since I trained her a month or so ago. I'm just hoping that everything went okay, that he's not in dire straits with all the COVID stuff going on and whatnot. I just hope that that's not why he had to get life flighted. Um, it would be a tragic thing for a young mother to lose a child. The reason why I call her a young mother is because she can't be much more than 30, if that much. I would say late 20s. Um, But like I said, I don't know her that well to basically be um, in the details, so to speak. Um, but basically, I read this morning. The title is basically One Who Serves. Luke 22 verses 24 through 27. And it basically, it's one of those things that got touching because I am in well, I'm in the service business. I work as a cashier in a convenience store, um, convenience store slash gas station, whatever you want to call it. So I am in the thick of service. Um, Anybody who's ever read Luke 22 basically knows that we who serve basically are, I wouldn't say we're better than those that we serve because the people that we serve are probably service people too. Who knows? I mean, it is the 3rd of May, and they're basically saying Monday, which is tomorrow, everything's basically going to be open back up for the state of Missouri, but we're still going to be under a state of emergency until June 14th, I think they said. Um, I know it's sometime in June. I just can't remember exactly if it's the 14th or when. I just know June something or other. So basically, for the next month and so many days, we're still under a state of emergency. And, excuse me, this is the beginning of the second week of the worst possible cases of COVID for Missouri. According to my last information, um, according to CDC, the newspaper, I forgot what the other source was that we read. Um, so, yeah, it's one of those things where it's kind of like, I'm kind of glad that I got my mask when I did. I washed it the other day and then went to wear it to work. And one of the straps, the strap is basically connected by a metal clip, a metal piece that is basically folded over the strap itself. Well, it kind of came out when I went to adjust it. So I had to run back out my car and get my 3M desk mask that I used to wear for projects, basically. Luckily, when I got home, JM was able to basically disassemble the clip on the mask instead of trying to put it back together and clamp it back down on the strap. She just took it out, took the little adjusting piece to make it tighter around my ear off, and then tied the two ends of the strap together after putting it back into the mask. And she had me size fit it before she did the other side, and it was perfect. So I'm thinking that's going to last a lot longer than just a metal clamp. So my mask is back in working order. We have to do some running around today, which of course I will wear my mask while out and about. So yeah, I'm pretty happy that I didn't have to go. Well, I guess I can't wear that no more. So, but anyhow, Luke is a chapter full of um, how do I describe it without being too lowbrow, or anything like that. Luke has a lot of, I guess, life lessons. A lot of what Jesus basically had to say, or compare, or point out, basically. Because, I mean, who are we compared to Jesus? I mean, the disciples themselves were students. I mean, the word alone, disciple, basically means student, or I don't know if that's the direct meaning, but basically the disciples were the students. Um, yeah, I'm not going to say anymore because my mind and words are not forming properly. It's not that I'm tired, it's just my whole weekend got kind of, well, my whole weekend, my 3 days got kind of thrown off because of yesterday. Not that I'm upset that I had to go in to work or anything like that. It's more like I I'm not happy about how they dealt with it, because if I was a manager and I called somebody twice and they didn't answer, I would just automatically assume that that person either A, doesn't want to work, or B, just cannot be contacted because maybe they don't have their phone with them on their day off. Um, that in fact, when they called me a third time, and then the other assistant manager, I guess they called her to ask her if they could come in, and she calls me, and I'm like, no, that will not happen again, because if it does, there will be a fight, and there will be a big argument. Because one of the things I do take, first off, whether I'm working or not, safety is a paramount. I do not like the idea of putting myself, let alone others, in risk. Um, that in factor, unless the corporation puts out a bulletin that they're basically going to let things go back to normal, I don't like the idea of having to break protocol. Um, Now, one of the things that I heard when I got there, besides about why this person couldn't come into work last night, but the fact that the sorry, the manager on duty had to work 17 hours the day before, and she didn't want to do another 17 hours and have to come in today, Sunday. Um, and I was like, well, I can understand that, but that's kind of part of your job as a manager. And then, of course, I looked at the schedule and found out that the person who, the other assistant manager, one of the two assistant managers who basically works weekend mornings and had to be there 17 hours or whatever Friday. She's only there until 10 a.m. today. So I don't understand what she's griping about. I mean, yes, she's about a year or two younger than I am. But the thing is, if I have to, I can stay up 17 hours, come home, get 5 hours, and go back to work. I've done it before. It's just, if you're going to harp about it, why'd you take the job as a manager? This is one of the necessities of a manager, is having to be able to cover a double shift 2 days, 3 days in a row if necessary. But anyhow, I guess it's just a frame of mind. Yeah, if I had to be at work 17 hours, I'd probably come home and crash and then force myself to get up the next day and do it all over again if I had to. That's just me. But anyhow, that is basically the update for the day. Like I said, probably later tonight or tomorrow, if I don't feel like putting a video out tomorrow, my first cooking video will be out. So that's going to be fun. Anyhow, if y'all enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the comment box. If you're new to my channel and want to see more, go ahead and tap that bell. YouTube will give you a notification when I put out my next video. Oh, before I actually sign off, I'm sorry. I have found out last night that the reason why either my comments have been turned off or my videos haven't been showing as actual videos is because YouTube changed their algorithm once again, and I have to basically tell it to put everything public, because I noticed last night that it said underneath yesterday's video, draft, and I'm like, why is it saying draft? But anyhow, I know what's going on now, so hopefully we won't have this problem in the future. So, see you. You guys have a good day. God bless. Be safe.